unbeaten start to the season. I think we'll call that a win. How you doing, everybody, and welcome to part 2 of Club 1 here on Chasing Glory on FM24. I'm Stu. Thank you for joining me in today's video, where we're going to show you some games and we're going to show you some highlights of some games, and we're going to get ourselves from this point, which is, I don't know, kind of in the quarter point of the season-ish. We're going to get through to the halfway point of the season, and we're going to show you what's happened so far. And if you're excited to see how we've got on so far, and want to see how we're going to continue to do in the future of the save, don't forget to leave a big like on the video for me, and to subscribe so you don't miss any of the nonsense that comes out of this face right here. Since you were last with us, it's going swimmingly. It really is. I mean, look at that league table down here. Look at the state of that. It is a thing of beauty. Will it stay like that? Who knows? Hopefully it will. But a closer look at the league table will get you this. Beautiful. Also, look at Kylian. He's a sensation. He's genuinely a sensation. He's been absolutely excellent all season. It's actually quite high scoring. Bear in mind, we've only had 9 games. It's been quite high scoring for the top 3. He's also one of the best players. 3 players of ours are the top 3 players in the league. None of them Kylian Mbappe. Make of that what you will. But yeah, in terms of the fixtures, this is how it's going. And the game against Lyon went about as well as we needed it to. Ugarte gets the ball to Zaire Emery, into Marco Asensio, Asensio to Dembele, and it is 1-0 in the 56th minute. Lovely stuff there. And then we did get a second in the game, not long after, in the 59th minute. It goes from Dembele to Asensio here. Marco Asensio makes it 2. We then got to see an utter delight, a drubbing of Galatasaray away from home. We nicked the ball off of them. Asensio gets into Kylian, and what I'm going to dub the Kylian reign of terror begins with that goal. We then get a second hit. Mbappe gets it back to Hernandez. Gertruida gets it into Mbappe, back to Kylian, and it's another one for the young Frenchman. Lovely stuff. Ball's whipped in here from a free kick from Mbappe, not waiting for even for me to describe what's going on, but Dembele cuts inside, gets into the box, makes it 3, I think. I'm losing track. Asensio now on the ball, gets it, running in. Still the first half here. I mean, their players getting in the way of each other. And Marco Asensio is just like, thank you very much. I'll have some of that. Lovely stuff. And then this is now second half. Asensio with just the most beautiful free kick. Lovely stuff. And then he has a corner here. A short corner of all things. Gets it to Dembele, who runs into the box. Gets it to Kylian Mbappe. And Kylian Mbappe says, thank you, sir. I'll have that. But then they do get in on the action as how Dries Mertens here gets it into Torreira. Torreira floats it into not Louis Zaha. Goodness me. Wilfried Zaha. Where we're going with that? Louis Zaha's many years ago. But then we strike back again. Nico Schlotterbeck striking back with a Kylian Mbappe corner nodded into the back of the net. But that was not all. We get another one. Marquinhos here running forward. Puts it through to Asensio. What a goal that is from Marco Asensio, by the way. The next one was a big one because it was against Marseille, and it took until the 61st minute for us to get something going. Hakimi gets it into the box, and Kylian is the man. This is literally the next game, by the way. Kylian makes it 1-0. And then the 92nd minute is where the second goal comes from. Passing it around for a bit. The tackle is there, but then Kangin Lee is in the right place to make it 2. Then on to the next one. A huge game against PSV in the Champions League. Kylian Mbappe opened the scoring with a penalty and was then involved in the second goal. Gets tackled there by Teze, but Hernandez gets the ball back here, whipping it in, looking for Marco Asensio, who makes it 2. Lovely. It's going really well so far. We haven't dropped any points since the opening day of the season. It's been all 100% all of the way. But today's the really big test. It's the biggest team we've played. It's Atletico Madrid. We're going to play this game. We're going to move on from that point and skip ahead. And then we're going to get to a final game of this portion of the season. And then we'll go back over some important games again at that point. But we are going to play this game against Atletico Madrid. Oh boy, what is going to happen? The 11 for this game is Donnarumma in goal, Hakimi, Skriniar, Marquinhos and Hernandez in defence, Vitinha and Ugarte in midfield with Dembele, Asensio and Mbappe supporting Kylian up front. Let's see whether we can get a win. I would quite like that very, very much. I've just got a feeling that this might not be, well, it'll be the one where we get a win. Just because it's been going so well, it would just be my luck that everything goes horribly, horribly wrong in a game on camera. It would be my luck. But let's see what happens. Let's see if we can get the job done here in the Champions League. Atletico Madrid, I don't know how they're doing in Spain, nor do I really care. I would look, but I'm afraid that I'll touch something and it'll just make them score a goal. However, the first highlight is with us with a corner. Asensio whips in, looking for the head of Skriniar. It's actually Marquinhos who sneaks in and makes it 1-0 inside 6 minutes. Easy. I highly doubt it's going to remain like that. I feel like it's going to probably crumble at some point, but it's a really nice corner from Asensio. His set-piece delivery has been sensational. I mean, you saw in the highlights, he scored a wonderful free kick, but his set-pieces has been great. I've used him, I've mentioned this before, I think when we first looked through the squad. I used him in FM23. I actually signed him for Chelsea in my beta save in FM23, and my goodness me, he was an absolute revelation. But again, set-pieces, but outside of set pieces as well. And I think you saw in those goals that he scored in the highlights that I showed you. He's very, very good at putting the ball in the back of the net and also just being in and around. By the way, it's Kylian Mbappe showing up, because he hasn't really shown up so far this season, Kylian. But he's shown up now, which is great. Asensio's been really sensational, if I'm honest. I've been really impressed with him. And I thought I was going to be disappointed with a couple of players in this squad. I thought Asensio wouldn't live up to my own personal expectation of him. I also thought Dembele wouldn't be as good, especially after the opening game of the season. He really wasn't that good. But he's really improved, and I'm really impressed with what I've seen from him. He's actually, to me, outperformed Kylian Mbappe so far this season. But of course, Kylian Mbappe has shown up today just to ruin my thoughts. Big corner in, looking for Skriniar's head, can't quite find it. Griezmann heads out, but then as far as Ugarte. Ugarte now. Is it Ugarte or Ugarte? I don't really know. It's one of the two. Either way, he passed the ball to another player. Right, Hakimi. Looking for options. Tries to get it through to Asensio. Can't quite find it. Of course, Asensio wants to show up today because he's playing against Atletico Madrid. He's formerly, of course, of Real Madrid. Lovely passing here from Atletico Madrid. We did kind of think that these guys were going to be a bit of a tricky one. Lovely block there, though, but Savic is going to pick things up. He's very far forward here, whipping it in, looking for Griezmann. He actually finds him, and Griezmann's header goes across the post, and Hakimi just hoofs the ball into touch, and I'm okay with that. Corner to Atletico Madrid. Javi Galán is going to be taking the corner, whipping it in, looking for the header Saul, but Donnarumma comes and claims. Donnarumma's gotten better, by the way. It was awful in that first game, and I was not looking forward to a season of him as my goalkeeper. As good as he is, I was not looking forward to it, but he has improved tenfold. Kolo Muani trying to get on the action there. Been a bit quiet in this game, but he has been sensational. I did make the decision early on. I think I mentioned it at the end of the last video, or near the end of the last video. Kolo Muani is going to be the striker, and Mbappe is going to be the left winger, simply because Kolo Muani just looks more lively than Mbappe. I mean, to be fair, I probably could give Mbappe a go in this system, because I haven't really talked about the fact that I did commit to the 4-2-3-1 with the attacking midfielder in this tiki-taka system. Because remember, we started the season with a 4-3-3. Didn't really work for us. Again, similar to when we used it in the Aston Villa save. Oh, Kolo Muani. Ended up being the save and the goalkeeper, but very close with Kolo Muani. Similarly in the Villa save, when we tried to use it, the striker felt really isolated. I think we need... So I've got a really itchy leg. The striker felt really isolated. And it's probably, if we were using a decent deep lying forward and got the tactics absolutely right, it probably wouldn't be a problem. But with the way that our players are, it's just not going to work. Like, if Messi was still at Paris Saint-Germain, I don't think I'd have as much of an issue using the 4-3-3 in this formation. Sorry, in this tactical style. Kolo Muani has got very unlucky there. Mbappe puts it in the back of the net. He's going to get checked for offside. It could get disallowed. Let's not party. Okay, it's time to party. Never doing that again. It is 3-0. And it is Kylian Mbappe with his second of the game, which is really nice to see. Because, again, he has scored a number of goals, but really, for Kylian Mbappe, he's been a bit anonymous, if I'm honest with you. And it's nice to see him actually show up in a big game. More of the same, please, Kylian. More of the same. I completely forgot the point was that I was making before I started dancing. But, yeah. I think I was talking about Kylian. Kolo Muani is just... It's really surprised me. But in the system that we're playing in, actually, I'm tempted to maybe try 1 or 2 games with Kylian up front. And Colomboani, maybe we can give him a bit of a rest. Maybe we put him out wide, see how he does there. We know he'll do okay out there. He scored his first goal of the season from out wide, so we know he'll do it. And Kylian Mbappe goes and gets a hat-trick in front of the... He's just showing off in front of the cameras, is Kylian. And I'm very disappointed that he just wouldn't do it when the cameras weren't here. Again, he scored goals. I don't know what I was expecting. I was expecting him to wow me. He's wowed me in this game. He's been very, very good. But Colomboani, Marco Asensio, they're the players who've really wowed me this season. Kylian really hasn't up until this point. And then Kylian just goes and does that in the first half. Just obliterates Atletico Madrid. I mean, I'm here for it, don't get me wrong. That was nearly a sensational free kick. We're not out of the woods yet. And Kylian Mbappe ends up becoming a very good defender and actually helps make Koke run the ball out of play. Really nice work from Kylian there. Right, we have the ball. Asensio to Marquinhos. Marquinhos now to Ugarte. Ugarte out wide to Theo Hernandez. Is it Theo Hernandez? It's not Theo Hernandez, is it? I'm sure it's Lucas Hernandez. It's Lucas Hernandez. I get the Hernandezes mixed up. I'm sure I did that in the first video as well. It's Lucas Hernandez who we've got, not Theo Hernandez. If we're here for more than one season... The ghost opened the door. Sorry, bear with me one sec. If we're here for more than one season, just to avoid that mistake, I will sign Theo Hernandez just so we can call them the Hernandezes. One of the Hernandezes. I could just go with that because we'll have both of them and it will be appropriate for me to do that rather than say one of the Hernandezes when I've only got one of them and I should really know which one it is, even though I keep getting it wrong. That's a big boy save from Donnarumma. Not that it matters because we're 4-0 up. Probably should stop talking because I've been talking constantly for quite a while and I'm going to get a breath. It's corner to Atletico Madrid. Donnarumma punts it clear. Asensio does not get on the end of it, but it is half-time. And breathe. That was good half football. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that a lot. I'm enjoying seeing Kylian Mbappe remember how to be a footballer. It's a bit of a shame to see Colomboani not having a good game. It is very unlike him. Not that he hasn't had games where he hasn't scored. He has, but a little bit disappointing today. What I am actually going to do, though, is give Gonçalo Ramos a bit of a chance because he really hasn't had much game time. Kylian Mbappe, as good as he's had the first half, he's going to come off. Kangin Lee's going to come on. We know from the highlights I showed you before that he can score an absolute belter when he feels like it. Then we've got Nico Schlotterbeck at left back because we're at the point where we can afford to sort of rest players a little bit. So we're going to make those three changes off the bat. We'll tell these boys just to go out there and make a bit of a difference. Again, a bit disappointed by Colomboani, but you can't have a good game every single time. So I'll let him off. I'm feeling generous. Right. Second half, I'd like a fifth. I don't think that's much to ask. I really don't, considering how well we've played in this game. I really don't think it's... I've got a little tuft of hair there that's really annoying me. This is how well we're playing. I don't have to actually worry too much about the game. I can just worry about looking at my second monitor, at the camera, and adjust my hair. There's probably more about me as a person than it does about anything else. Ball's whipped in. Skriniar was knocked down Griezmann, and of course, we've given away a penalty. Skriniar is about to get sent off. Skriniar is about to get sent off. Oh. Here it comes. Oh no, didn't get sent off. Okay, good, right. Excellent. And Donnarumma, I tell you what, he had a shocker in the first game of the season that we saw. He stepped up big time in this game. He has made some really, really good saves. I think it would be fair to say, Donnarumma, I mean, that wasn't particularly great. He's just kind of like patted it down and kind of gone, Donnarumma has really made this game look a lot kind of more, I don't know what the best word to use it is. We've looked more dominant because of Donnarumma. Not that we haven't been. Oh boy, we have. But they could have scored 1 or 2 goals, if not for some really good saves. That's poor from them. Right, Gonçalo Ramos into Kangin Lee. Kangin Lee back to Ugarte. Ugarte goes back to Schlotterbeck, who's not had a great game. Vitinha now looking for options. Goes out wide to Hakimi. Hakimi now into Vitinha. Vitinha back to Hakimi. Right, can Hakimi do something with this? Goes into Ousmane Dembele. It's whipped in. Looking for Asensio. Can't find him. Right, Kangin Lee looking for options into Schlotterbeck. Ugarte gives the possession up, and all of a sudden, here come Atleti looking to attack. Morata's ghosted through a player there, goes for the shot, but Donnarumma makes the big boy save. Schlotterbeck I'm going to demand more from because he's had a really, really poor game. So have the other lads that have come on. Kangin Lee and Gonçalo Ramos really haven't looked the part. let's demand a bit more from them and hope for the best. Right, ball's whipped in. Morata's there. And finally, it has been coming. It's a goal for Atletico Madrid. They're a good side. I'm not too disappointed about that. Normally, I pull a bit of a grumpy face. But, I mean, all defending there. Who's that? Vitinha. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily put Vitinha there marking Alvaro Morata, if I'm honest with you. Right, Vitinha actually is good. Oh, look at how Schlotterbeck has done. He's been awful. I feel like I've got to take him off. I'm subbing the sub. I don't care. I'm bringing Bashagli on. That's how desperate I am. I'm bringing on the player who I wish I didn't sign because of how bad. I mean, the two front lads have been poor as well. I'm going to take off, I think, Ugart, because we've got Gertrudia on here. Massive oversight on my part. That young kid who I'm really happy about, Emery, not in the Champions League squad. I've no words for it either. Considering he's meant to be a wonder kid, and I was like, no, I'm not going to sign another defensive deep line playmaker because I don't need one because I've got him. And then I go and do that because, you know, it's not much up there. Right, I mean, look at the second half they've had where they've closed that gap. I mean, that's obscene. We've really taken our eye off the ball in the second half. Fortunately, the first half did everything. I'm going to say that one and say that the second half was not good enough because it really wasn't. And we'll leave it there because, you know, we got the win and that is the main thing. And Champions League-wise, of course, I did say I'm kind of downplaying the Champions League in this season, but we are playing for it. As it stands, that's the group. I mean, our goal difference is insane. We've just gone and battered Atletico Madrid. We've battered everyone in the group. Other than PSV, really. They're the one team we didn't batter. We just beat them. So all is going well in that. All is going well in the league. Haven't started the Coupe de France yet. We don't care about this. It's a nice little bonus. Everything's coming up Millhouse so far. Right. I am going to come back properly in and around here is when we get to the halfway point of the season. I did do a quick count, and that would be around 17 games. Of course, it's an 18-team league. That would be the halfway point. So actually, I think we come back for this game here, and then I'll show you some highlights of the remaining games that we played up to that point, because this is actually one of the trophies we're playing for this season, is the Coupe de France. So that's the plan. I'm going to go and play those games, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you highlights of some of those games, and then we'll play that game and fingers crossed get through to the next round of the Cup. Hopefully. So the first big game after you last saw us was actually against Atletico Madrid again, and oh boy, did we absolutely smash them. Kylian Mbappe got us started off. I mean, you can see the score at the top of the screen. It was a 9-2 drubbing of them. Mbappe scored a penalty to make it 2-0 in the 12th minute, and then the third goal came in the 23rd. Asensio gets it through to Mbappe. Mbappe just starting to turn on the star, starting to really show up this season, makes it 3. We then give possession away. Memphis Depay breaks through for Atleti. Molina then gets into the box, crosses it through to Memphis. So it ends up being a nice 1-2, and it ends up being a goal back for them. But then we get the ball again. Hakimi just running down the right-hand side like an absolute boss. Getting past his men, getting it through to Marco Asensio, the former Real Madrid man, making it 4. It then becomes 5 because Asensio whips it into Milan Skriniar, who makes it 5, as I said before. And then we get into the second half. Ugart and Schlotterbeck having some lovely passing. It's a poor pass from Schlotterbeck. He gets the ball back, though. Looped up in the air. And Mbappe managed to beat Oblak to the ball. And I'm losing count of how many goals we're scoring here. However, Atletico Madrid score a second. Big cross in there from Saul. Donnarumma makes a bit of an issue of it. And it's Molina who heads it in. But we weren't done. Vitinha with the ball into Asensio. Asensio through to Kylian Mbappe. It looked like he was going to go through to Mbappe. It did not. And we end up with a 7th. But we weren't done. Big cross in. Gets headed out. Vitinha retains possession. Gets the ball in. Drives into the box. Decides he wants in on the action. And gets number 8. And then the cherry on top. Number 9. Koku. Is it Koku? I forgot his name. He's been injured for most of the season. Mbappe gets the ball in the box though and just feathers it in. Makes it 9. And that is absolutely glorious. Not long after that, we played Monaco, and we see Schlotterbeck on the ball here, running down at left-hand side. We brought him as a centre-back. He's played more left-back all season, but Kylian Mbappe does score in the 7th minute to make it 1-0 against Monaco. But then Monaco get the ball back, and here they come. Zakaria floats it over to Ben Yedder. Lovely take from him. Gets it past Donnarumma, makes it 1-1 in the 12th minute. And then a huge amount of the game goes on, but in the 60th minute, we get possession in and around the area. Asensio on the edge of the box looks for options and just powers it into the back of the net, makes it 2-1, and we win. Up next, Galatasaray. Well, maybe not directly next, but we get the ball here. Kylian has a good opportunity. Can't quite get it in. Carlos Soler somehow bundles it home. Utter nonsense. But we do get 1-0 up against Galatasaray. Second half, Soler whips it in and Mukiele ends up putting it in our back at right back. We then make it 3. Koku goes out wide to Mukiele again, playing out there instead of Hakimi in this one. Lovely cross in, and Gonçalo Ramos manages to make it 3. But we do concede a later goal from Galatasaray. Ziyech on the ball here, as you can see, looks to get the ball in, but it's Angelino of all people burying it in to make it 3-1. Might want to strap yourselves in for this one, because this was only a couple of games later and was utterly ridiculous. Kolo Muani gets the ball here, makes it 1-0. Lovely stuff from us here, but that was the beginning of an absolute riot. Vitinha into Asensio, into Soler. Soler making it 2. Lovely stuff, lovely start. And then we make it 3. Short corner to Carlos Soler. Goes back to Asensio, the corner taker, and Asensio finds a way to drive it in. Somehow it's not an own goal. I'm not entirely sure how, but it's fine. Then we get another goal into Kolo Muani. We're in the second half here, and Kolo Muani makes it 4. This team is playing such good football at the moment. But that wasn't it, because we got a 5th. Carlos Soler gets Mukiele on the overlap, who puts it back in. The defence have given up at this point, and Kolo Muani just taps it past the keeper, makes it 5. But that wasn't all either. Asensio, out wide, can't get it past his man, he just runs through him anyway. Kolo Muani fumbles the ball, and Mbappe gets another one. And at 6 goals, we've still got 2 to go. Zaire Emery, the youngster playmaker, gets it into Carlos Soler. Soler through to Kolo Muani, who gets it in the back of the net, makes it 7. And then, of course, as I said, we've got one more goal to show you. A penalty from Kylian Mbappe. 8-0. Then we had the return match against PSV in the Champions League. Not directly again, obviously, but still one of the next big matches. And Kolo Muani gets us in front in the 19th minute, makes us 1-0. What a season he is having. The next goal didn't come until the second half, but it is Milan Skriniar. Benitez doing a really poor job at goalkeeping there. And then the third goal, again, Schlotterbeck at left back. A little bit of passing with Ungarte from the throw in there. Gets it into the box, and Mbappe's there to tap it home. Pretty big game of the season, us versus Lille. It's a corner in, and it's Skriniar to head us in a very low-key game that we did manage to win. And here we are with our opportunity for a bonus trophy, the Trophy de Champion, effectively the French Champions League. And we go ahead in the 29th minute with Kolo Muani doing Kolo Muani things, because of course he does. We then go 2-0 ahead in the second half. It's floated in from Asensio, and Marquinhos heads it in to make it 2. We get a third here. Marco Asensio gets it to Kylian Mbappe, and Kylian Mbappe runs from the left wing near the centre circle into the penalty area in the middle, more on the right hand side, just doing utterly ridiculous things. And then the fourth goal, Kolo Muani starts to move off by getting it out wide to Dembele. He did have a good goal disallowed before this, but he gets on the rebounds to win us a trophy. What an absolute ridiculous set of results. But we are, as you probably saw, at the halfway point of the league campaign, and we are doing very, very well. Top scorer of the league, don't know whether you care about it, but I'm going to show you it anyway, if I can, is Kolo Muani. I mean, to be fair, it's not as miles away as I thought it would be to everyone else. 22 goals. Bamba Dieng is on 18, but he's done very, very well for himself. Asensio is the best player in the league. Right. Kolo Muani is next alongside Ousmane Dembele. Lucas Hernandez is there. Kangin Lee, of all people, is there. But, I mean, how many games has he probably played? Carlos Soler's there. Mbappe's all the way down here. We're having a sensational year. An absolutely sensational year. And Kolo Muani in particular. 14 starts, 17 games total, 22 goals, 2 assists. He's got a goal for every Champions League start. He scored twice in the Trophy de Champion. I mean, what more can you say about him and how good he has been? He's been utterly nonsensically good. I don't even know if that's the right word, but I've just decided it is. And Kylian Mbappe has really turned things up as well. He's got 15 appearances, 10 of those starts, 5 substitution appearances, 9 goals, 3 assists. His Champions League record is bonkers. He got 5 starts, 10 goals, 2 assists, and scored in the Trophy de Champion. The man is a freak. He's starting to really show us what Kylian Mbappe should be showing us. I'm still kind of looking at him thinking, should we be playing him as a striker? But then I see how many goals Kylian Mwani's got, and I'm thinking, well, would he have got those out wide on the wing? Probably not. So I'm pretty content with what we've got, to be honest with you. Pretty content indeed. But we start our campaign for the Coupe de France against Lille. Yeah, the last team that we showed you a highlight of is the team that we're going to be playing in this game. And this is the 11 that we're going to be going with. It's a pretty good 11, I'm not going to lie. Couple of issues though. Marquinhos has got a bit of a knock, so he's not going to be involved. Although Geertruida has just come back from a small knock himself, so he can come back into the squad. Lovely stuff. And also Hakimi is out on international duty because the rapscallion goes and wants to play for his country. How dare he? I'm going to take Bashagli off there actually and put Koku, because Koku's just come back from injury, which is lovely to see. But that is going to be the 11. Wish me luck. I say wish me luck because it does occur to me actually that this is a really, really big match, because we need to win this in order for us to actually succeed in the goal of this save, or at least this part of the save. This is a trophy we need to win. And again, the ideal would be to win it this season along with the league. So we only spend one season in France, and then we get more seasons at another country, which will give us more time in the save to achieve the target of 10 seasons to win all of those trophies. So this is a bit of a must-win for us. Normally, I think PSG wouldn't really care about it, to be honest with you. For me, this is more important than the Champions League games. Feels utter mad to say that, but I'm sticking to it. Asensio got knocked there. I'm a bit surprised that didn't get given as a foul, but sure, fine. One thing as well, I don't know if you saw it on tactics screen. Shirt numbers have disappeared from the PSG players. I don't know why. I'm trying to work out why. It's weird. I don't get it. Dembele, by the way, has just gone and put us ahead. I can still remember that first game of the season where he looked utter dross. He really did. And then he goes and does this. Gets the ball and decides. It's similar to the Mbappe goal that we saw in the highlights. Utter madness of a goal. Oh, I like that. Oh, I likes that quite a lot. I'm going to give it the French kiss. I mean, I probably shouldn't because we're managing a French club. A bad thing to do? I don't know. I'm probably overthinking that. Right. Well, next highlight, and it's Lille with the ball. Remember, the last game against Lille was 1-0, I think. I mean, I've literally just done the highlights for it, so I should really remember. But I do believe it was 1-0. Very low scoring affair. Will it be a higher scoring affair in this one? I mean, Ugart was trying to make it a higher scoring affair. Came very close, but alas, no cigar. And it remains 1-0 early on. All of the momentum so far, touch wood, is with us. As soon as I say that, a blob of red appears. And as soon as I say that, it disappears. I'm a magician. What can I say? Right, highlight. It's Lille with the ball. Don't know if I like that. Well, no, I know for a fact that I don't. Lille with the ball, trying to get it into the box. Trying to get it around us. Goes for the wonder goal. And Donnarumma makes a save. Donnarumma's been really solid this season, with the occasional moment of just utter stupidity. Schlotterbeck is playing at centre-back. Well, wonders never cease. I mean, the poor lad. I signed him to be competition as a centre-back. Then I thought he'd be a good inverted full-back if we need it. He's ended up playing neither. He's ended up playing like a wing-back on support. But he's done an admirable job there. And Ousmane Dembele came so close there to making it too. But it is going to be a corner instead, which I'm okay with because we're good at set pieces. Right, Asensio, he's going to be looking for the head of Skirnio, I would have thought. Hernandez was hanging around there. Right, Dembele, out wide to Asensio. Is it offside? It's not, but the highlight just ends. Right, Vitinha gets the ball on the counter-attack here. Asensio now gets to Ugart. Ugart goes back to Hernandez. I mean, I would have liked to have seen a strong rush forward there, but actually, smart play. Retain the possession, get in a better position, and then we can go again, like now. Hernandez beats his man. He's got another man there. Holds it up a little bit. Waits for support. Gets to Vitinha. Vitinha now playing as playmaker. I was tempted to play Zaire Emery, but I went with Vitinha. We went with as much of the strongest 11 that we can put out there today as possible. Speaking of which, where on earth is Kylian Mbappe in this game? Because he's nowhere. He's having a relative shocker. I'm going to demand some more from him because I'm very disappointed with his contribution or lack thereof in this game so far. Right, the ball is kind of ping-balled around everywhere. Dembele into Kolo Muani. I would have almost bet my house on him scoring. Admittedly, I rent my house, so it wouldn't have been a fair bet to do. But I would have been really, really, really unsurprised if that had gone in. I'm more surprised that it didn't. It's close there as well. He's closing in on a goal, Kolo Muani. He's not having a great game, but he's getting sniffs at the ball in the dangerous positions. Right, Asensio, is he going to go short corner here? No, he doesn't. Tricks them. And Mukiele from right back has gone and made it too. And I think, well, obviously if things stay the same, we will be. But I think we might be progressing through to the next round of the Coupe de France. Lovely corner from Asensio. It's a late run from Mukiele. Oh, that's a beautiful set-piece routine. Got the player who came out, tricking them to think it was a short corner. He tricked me. Lovely stuff. Kylian Mbappe has gone up to a 6.7, by the way, so he's obviously improving. Not by much, but he's improving. I would very much like to see him and Kolo Muani do a bit more in this game. However, Kolo Muani in particular, but Kylian Mbappe as well, has, I'm not going to say carried us this season. That would be really unfair. Because if you took their goals out, I think we're still top of the league, which is kind of scary to say when you look at it like that. Cabella is trying, formerly of Newcastle, I think, he's trying to do a worldie, and it's really not working for him. I would just stop. I would just stop. I really would. I'm going to say I'm happy. However, you two jokers, I'm not happy. You need to step up your game, guys. And you guys, I'm just going to say you're doing okay, but push on a little bit more. And we'll just carry on. Because I don't know about you. I love watching us smash teams. I say that, we're not smashing them, but I love watching us beat teams. It just fills me with joy because I'm a little child. Right, we have the ball. Vitinha now. I just saw Mbappe on the ball for a second, by the way. That was nice to see. Ball's whipped in. Dembele goes high. And the keeper manages to get it there. Chevalier manages to get it. It's not like that game where we won like 8-0, where the keeper just gave up the ghost and just fumbling it all over the place. Chevalier did a better job there. Right, speaking of better job, here come Lille. And it's Cabella, and he's gone and made me eat my words, and he's gone and scored a goal. Rumours of Lille's demise may have been greatly exaggerated, because all of a sudden, it's 2-1. Well then. We need to get a third just to settle things down a bit. Marco Asensio whipping it in, looking for the head of Milan Skriniar, and I thought for a second, I said he was going to score before, I thought for a second that was going to be it. Lille have really stepped things up in this second half. I've just seen how many shots they've had. I think Weed had 12, they've had 7, so they've really closed up. Right, Schlotterbeck does really well there for a centre-back. Ugart now, we can get it a bit further forward, a bit quicker, that would be great. Right, Skriniar goes into Vitinha. Vitinha now out wide to Dembele. Dembele has to come back a little bit. They're defending quite well, Lille, at the moment, with their 4 at the back. It looked like 3 at the back for about right. Ugart is going to look for a bit of magic to kind of. I tell you what, if that had gone in, I'd have been out much. I'd have walked out. I'd have just walked out and just. They don't need me anymore where they can do things like that. That was insane. Right, corner in. Hernandez is there, but Chevalier is just too good to be beaten by a left back. Right, the ball is knocked out again. Weaving possession back. Mbappe flicks it onto Kolo Muani. Mbappe on the ball here. Nice to see Mbappe actually remember that he's part of this. Ball away. Gives the ball away. He's actually really improved as the season's gone on. And then you saw him in the game against Atleti and how good he was there. And then that happens in this game. Right, Dembele whipping it in, looking for Kolo Muani. Kolo Muani heads it just over. We're having the chances. We're having all of the chances, but we're just not converting them. And I think Kolo Muani is going to have to come off at some point. And I'm thinking, actually, I'm going to keep Mbappe on for a little bit and give him a chance to be the striker. Right, Asensio now, looking for Kolo Muani. I mean, Mbappe, for a moment, he's still kind of open. If Dembele can find him, he goes to Kolo Muani instead. He goes to Ugart. Ugart goes for the worldie. That was a mistake there. Mbappe now into Ugart. It goes for the worldie again. Ugart, I mean, I love you, mate. I love your enthusiasm. I'm not sure I'm okay with you doing that. And just to emphasise the points, just to emphasise it, stop it, you naughty boy. Shoots from distance. You're not kidding. You saw how far out the first attempt he had was. Goodness me. Right, Kolo Muani's coming off. I'm actually going to put Mbappe up front. And I'm going to bring on. I'm tempted. I don't really know. don't really know who I want to bring on, if I'm honest with you. I mean, Asensio could go out wide. He's having a good game. But he could go out wide and I could bring Soler on. That's kind of what I want to do. Rather than bring on Kylian. Because I feel like that's more of a game-changing change. If that makes sense. Because Carlos Soler could do a really good job there. Yeah, I'm comfortable with that. I'm also going to bring Vitinha off. He's not really affected the game as much as I hoped he would. Zaire Emery is going to come on. Sure. Let's do that. Fine. It's fine. I mean, we're still winning. But the gap's increased again, but the gap had very much closed. Right, throw in, and it is Lille with possession. Cabella gets it out to Diakite, and now they have possession. We need to win it off them relatively quickly, and just get up the other end and put it in the back of their net. When I say it like that, football seems like a simple old game. Only it was. Right, Umtiti gets it out to Miramont. I say out, he gets it further into the pitch to Miramont. It's lovely possession here from Lille, I have to say. I know. Wow, we're playing with fire a little bit here. We're playing with fire just a little bit. I'm going to demand more again. I am tempted to go attacking, but I feel like that would be a bit ridiculous. They're getting a bit of possession going here, and I'm not here for it. Oh my words, that was close. It's still close, and Donnarumma makes the save. Oh, I'm getting nervy. I'm getting very nervy here. We are struggling to contain them. They've got a second win. They know they're only one goal away. And Donnarumma gets the ball there and controls it, which is good. But we shouldn't really be in this position. I'm very disappointed. Right, we are going to go attacking. And I've still got 2 substitutions left. I mean, I'd love to take Mukiele off just because he's tired. I'd love to take Dembele off, but it's going to have to be Kylian Mbappe. He's not had a good enough game. He really hasn't. And I think I am going to kind of renege on what I did. Sensio's going to go back in the middle. Kylian Lee's going to go out wide. And then we'll save the one final substitution in a moment. I'll just say that. And let's just see whether we can get another goal. I mean, I'll take surviving with a 2-1 win because it was close in the 1-0, but we have got enough about us to get another goal. We are so much better than they are. However, they're playing really, really well. Right, possession. Schlotterbeck on the ball. Looking for a way forward. Zaire Emery came backwards to give him an option. Right, Hernandez now. Kylian Lee, no, he goes to Asensio, but Kylian Lee now into Gonzalo Ramos, and it is a save, and it is going to be a corner. So we have an opportunity to make it 3 here. Right, it is going to be Soler to take. Good at set pieces, Soler. Let's see him get it on the head of Skriniar. Or not. That's an option too. Right, Asensio though. Oh, good interception there by Thiago Santos. Cut us off there. And you just think that maybe we'd have had a good chance there. But we actually have a throw in. Right, Hernandez now. Looking for options. Whipping it in. Looking for the head of Carlos Soler. Can't find him. But it will come to Mukiele. Mukiele floats it in. Looking for Kylian Lee. Kylian Lee's only a short one, I think. Is he? I don't know. It doesn't matter. He missed the header. But is he short? 5'8". Relatively. Oh my word. It's a last minute corner. And they've gone and scored it. Their goalkeeper was up. I've just seen that their goalkeeper was up. So, is this replay or is this extra time? Their goalkeeper came up. Well, I'm shocked. I know it's a feature. Oh. It's straight to penalty. I've taken Mbappe and... Oh, my word. It's straight to penalties. Have I just had my first major balls up of this save? I think I have, you know. Wow. This could be fun. Because remember all that big talk I was giving over, oh, well, we can do everything in one season. Maybe not. Maybe not. Just to check, by the way, Kylian Mbappe, what's his penalty stats? Composure, 17. Penalty taken, 18. Finishing, 17. It's Kolo Muani's. Penalty taken, 15. Composure, 14. Finish. Okay, his is not quite as good as I thought it was, but it's still relatively good. Oh, I don't want to. But we're going to. I don't want to. Right, we start with the first penalty. Our best penalty taker on the pitch, Carlos Soler, will take it. Makes it 1-0. Thank goodness for that. Chevalier, I tell you what a game he has. I wouldn't have put it past him to keep that out, but he didn't. Right, Yaziki looking to make it 1-1 in the shootout. Donnarumma is sent the wrong way. It is 1-1. And it's now Marco Asensio. Can he make it 2-1? Yes, he can. Yes, he can. Set piece specialist, including penalties. What a goal. And that's Jonathan David with the opportunity to equalise and get to them on level pegging, and it doesn't happen. Donnarumma makes the save. And we lead in the penalty shootout. And next it's Kangin Lee, or Lee Kangin, depending on how you want to say it. And he makes it 3. 3 on the bounce for us. Lille have a penalty in hands. Currently 3-1. Lille have a penalty advantage. Zegrova makes it 3-2. We still have a goal advantage, all square. And now it's Gonzalo Ramos, the backup striker who came on for that last little bit, had an opportunity. It was saved. But that wasn't, and it is 4. Which means they have to score this penalty to stay in. All of the pressure on them. Absolutely all of it. If they don't score, we win. If they do score, pressure on us, but then pressure on them if we miss that one as well. They do score, pressure on us. Pressure on our 5th penalty taker, but then the pressure will be back on them afterwards to score. And it's Ugarte, our defensive midfielder, who was going wild with the long shots. I don't know how I feel about this. Could have been Mbappe. Didn't need to be though. We're through. I've never been so excited to get through the first round of a cup competition. Because that would have blown the whole idea of picking Paris Saint-Germain. Trying to get everything done in one season. My goodness me. But we do it. We get through by the skin of our teeth. It was ended up being a relatively close game. Not possession-wise. XG-wise, they actually topped us. Which is kind of mad to think about. But we do it. But we do it. And that is the main thing. Kylian and Mbappe were due bad games, and I can full credit to them. Normally they turn up. Who's this joker? Like, this is clearly someone from one of our youth teams, right? 18 years old. Yeah, it obviously is. He's awful. Absolutely not. By the way, I didn't mention the board gave me more money. So we actually can spend some money in the transfer window. So I think what we're going to do now that we're through with that absolute nonsense of a scare in the 9th round, Jesus Christ. But Dembele having a really good game, actually. I was really impressed with him. I think what we'll do now is I'm going to end this episode and then kind of like start the next episode straight away and talk through potential transfer plans. I've already got one transfer incoming. I will talk about that in the next video. Talk about potential transfer stuff. Then we'll play through until, I don't know, like the kind of the 3/4 of the way through the season mark. By the way, I haven't really talked about it. I alluded to it. We're through the Champions League group, and we've got Leipzig in the round of 16. So, although the Champions League isn't a focus of this season, let me direct your attention to that, because that is a draw we could definitely win. We don't know who we're going to be playing in the next round of the Coupe de France, but, I mean, we could be on for a treble. Probably not. Such penalties there. But hopefully we can reinforce the squad. Hopefully we can get some more talent in. And hopefully we can build on what has been a great first half to the season. Thank you very much for watching. Do not forget to leave a like on the video if you have enjoyed. And don't forget to subscribe. It's completely free to do so. And you'll make me a very happy chap. I've been Stu. You guys have been awesome. And I'll see you next time. Cheers.